We're talking about demons and devils and how to make them more interesting in your campaign, and today we're talking about Marbas. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to Dungeon Brew. This is the 5th installment in our series on devils and demons, and today we're talking about Marbas, who is called the Great President. It's very interesting as I was trying to find some material specific to this demon in Forgotten Realms or D&D lore, and outside of a couple of homebrew options that are available on Reddit, or promises of folks saying that they're going to develop stat blocks for this particular demon, I can't find him anywhere within D&D lore. So creating something unique for your ttrpg might be kind of left up to you. With that being said, there was a reference to this demon being used in a 1997 video game called The Reincarnation of the Goddess Tokyo Revelation, where there are devil busters that go out and are trying to stop a demon invasion, which is a great premise, and no, I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of this game in its native tongue. So that's really what I was able to find that's out there in the realm of TTRPGs right now, or even RPGs. But let's go ahead and start looking at what the history says about Marbas, starting with maybe the Grand Grimoire, and the Ars Goetia. In fact, let me read from you what it says in the Ars Goetia, because the Grand Grimoire gives a little bit more to this particular demon. The Ars Goetia says the 5th spirit is Marbas. He is a great president and appeareth at first in the form of a great lion, but afterwards, at the request of the master, he putteth on human shape. He answereth truly of things hidden or secret. He causeth diseases and cureth them, and again he giveth great wisdom and knowledge in mechanical arts, and can change men into other shapes. He governeth 36 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, which is to be worn as aforesaid. So, as with any of the other demons that we've spoken about, you have to wear this particular seal if you were to summon him. And it's said that if you are an exorcist that were to summon this demon, or a magic user within your game, he will give you truthful answers to the questions that you ask him. Now, like I said in the Grand Grimoire, it gives a little bit more information. It says that Marbas is actually the 3rd chief under Lucifuge, which is a demon that we'll be talking about later in this series, in the Grand Grimoire. In Ware's Dictionnaire Infernal, he is termed the great president of the underworld, and he shows himself in the form of a furious lion. Here it says again that he, in the presence of an exorcist, will take human form and respond on hidden things, and it also affirms that he commands 36 legions. So if you're anything like me, your mind is probably racing with ideas on how to use Marbas within your campaign. The list of abilities is impressive. So whether he is an ally or an enemy, he's pretty easy to integrate with about any quest line that I can think of off the top of my head. So let's go with the angle of him being an ally first. We know that he can give a bonus to wisdom or intelligence checks. So maybe you have a party member that's paying him patronage, and he is able to give them advantage on their saving throws, for instance. It's also said, of course, that he can reveal things that are secret, so that's a pretty easy one that you can utilize in about any scenario. But I really like the idea that he can cure diseases. So let's say that the party is trying to handle the outbreak of some disease in a small village, and they have to go to him to understand how to cure it or how to fix the problem that's going on. I think that would be a fun campaign. And lastly, it said that he is able to shapeshift men. So maybe they have to seek out Marbas in order to gain the skill or to somehow utilize his powers to change their own shape to infiltrate the enemy base, whether it's to look like another being, a humanoid that's going into that location, or turning it into an animal. So that can be a really fun way to use him as an ally. But can you imagine utilizing him as an enemy, as a BBEG, and fighting within his domain? You can literally turn all of those abilities on their head. So maybe his attacks have a save that's attached to them that could drain the wisdom or the intelligence of the enemies that he is fighting. This could be detrimental to your clerics and your magic users of the party. He could also have a lair action where there is a burst of a polymorph spell that is cast, and if you don't make that save, then you're turned into some sort of useless creature within his domain that pretty much takes you out of turn for a round of combat. Or my personal favorite, you could do something where his attacks actually have a save on them, or you are diseased, and you could take the list of diseases that are approved by WotC or within 5e or whatever ttrpg system you're using, and have there be a random table that you roll that determines what disease you get. It could be eye rot, it could be the bubonic plague. There's all sorts of options out there that could be utilized that could really make him an interesting enemy to fight. So those are my initial ideas about how to use him in your tabletop RPG. Let me know how you would use Marbas in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us here again on Dungeon Brew. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you again next time.
Dungeon Brew.